G'day everybody and welcome to episode 3 of Caught in the Gully. My name's Dane Howe, that's Scott McKenzie and he's Scott Vozzo. We are proudly brought to you by the Eastwood Golf Club down there on Liverpool Road. Fantastic little golf course offering up player of the rounds for Norm Reeve Shields and anything else. Just get down there, have a meal, check out the golf course, lovely little track. To PJD Building, another key stakeholder, Peter Dalton. He's your one-stop building man. He will walk straight onto a block of land, start you with a slab of concrete and finish you with a key to your door. He's got all the trades, he's got everything. He fixes you up completely. New builds, renovations, anything you like. Little Peter Dalton, can't thank you enough, mate. To Upali's Restaurant, David Cruz, down there in Glen Waverley. Got the lovely little restaurant, Sri Lankan cuisine. Also got a bar attached to it called the 12th Man. Has all your traditional pub favourites, your parmas, your burgers, your fish and chips. It's a cricketing sporting bar, so if Sri Lankan cuisine's not your delight, get in there and have some Australian favourites on the 12th Man bar. Also to Race with Mates, Josh Henry and Ryan Hanley. Joshy started up this page and is giving you a leg into horse ownership and horse syndication. Fantastic little initiative. He gives us a multi. Incidentally, boys, it wasn't that great on the weekend, the multi.
Bad day for betting it was.
Bad day at Ballarat. But he'll bounce back, have some faith in the man. We also have a couple more sponsors, which we will enter into a little bit later in the program. Can't thank anyone that wants to sponsor our program enough. It's much appreciated. We'll get out there and try and plug your business, plug your functions for your club, do what we can to make it just easier for you guys to get it out there in social media. Talking about social media, boys, it's been another big week on the socials. What do we got there? Over 1,500 views for episode 2. We reached another 3,000 people also. Our Facebook page has gone nuts. Thanks very much for everybody out there giving it a bit of like and love. Over 700 likes. Fantastic. So we can't thank you enough for jumping on board there. Now there's a reason behind why we're going so good. As you notice from episode 1 to episode 2, lads, and now also episode 3, we've got a fourth leg into the Caught in the Gully team. His name's Kyle Pover, ladies and gentlemen, and he is a technical genius. He's a wizard, isn't he? Like you'll see some of these ads that are popping up and all the editing and the cuts and the votes and all that sort of stuff. That is a result of Kyle Pover. Scotty's premiership, did you play in a premiership with Kyle?
Absolutely did. He played 2015-16, Pover's on our side. Voz probably not too happy with me mentioning that year. The Mighty Knights obviously knocked off the base in that year. But Kyle Pover, I had a few comments on the weekend actually, boys, and obviously the difference from around the first show to the second show and just how much more professional it was. And it's purely the work of Plick or Kyle Pover, like Dane just said. Yeah, little genius. And thanks very much, Kyle, for all your help. He's going to be with us for the rest of the year, and what you see and what gets brought to you on these episodes is a result of that man right there. So to you, Kyle, thank you very much. Also to Josh Rickard. His little frames that we see with the results and stuff are a product of Josh Rickard and his business, JR Sports Media Design. So to Joshy Rickard, fantastic effort. You can see that he's doing some great things for the competition also. On the Comps Facebook page, you'll see them scorecards result up, and you'll also see them on our show. So to Joshy for allowing us to use his figures, his product, let's say, thanks very much, mate. It's much appreciated. Yeah, good job, Josh.
Our normal segments will take place. We've got 2 new ones this week. First one will be Voz's Rolling Team of the Year. We did it last year on the radio show. We got poo-pooed. Our team was probably a little bit better than the one that was produced by the VCCL. It needed to be in a particular order, but we just picked it the way we seen it. So Voz is in charge of running a Team of the Year again this year, and anybody that's not happy with that, it's purely his selection. So the heat's going to be on you, mate, and make sure that you get it right, because you got it right last year. I must say, I thought our team last year was pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to assess, really. You go by statistics, really. I don't think there's too much rocket science involved, but we're doing something a little bit different this year. We're going to put in a 12th man that may not necessarily be up there statistically, but someone who I think is playing a massive role for their side.
Very good, mate. Look forward to that. Some big results in round 2, lads. There were some teams bouncing back. The big boys continue to announce themselves, and I was going to take you to task here. You said that my mob was going to go through undefeated and premiership favourites. But I tell you what, the team that you're running with at the moment seems to be almost tiptoeing right up behind us there, Scotty.
They've off to a great start, haven't they, the boys?
Yeah, look, we're going okay, but I like how you said we're tiptoeing up behind you, which means you are.
I still think we're in front of
front. So,
I still think we're in front of you.
I rest my case.
There was also some normality back with our playing conditions on the weekend, which is great. Obviously, the easing of restrictions not only in normal everyday life, but also on the cricketing field. We're a little bit critical last week, Scotty in particular, and rightly so, because some of the things that we had to contend with last week was in round one, should I say, was just it was ridiculous. It was great to have overs just switching from each end, Voz, but we still had to do the sanitising thing. But I just think common sense is going to prevail in the next couple of weeks, and we should be back to just a normal day's play. Yeah,
I'm waiting for Cricket Victoria to change the training rules as well. Is that with hopefully getting 50 in a group now, or they'll be still in groups? Or?
I know in clubland, like we're allowed now 25% capacity. Obviously, we've got a big facility here, so I think we're allowed 50, 55 people here next week, as of now. So, which is going to be great. So I think it just depends on the size of your facility as to how many you can have in there. But look, if you're going to sneak a couple more in than the required limit, who's going to know?
You'd be stiff to get caught with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just briefly on, obviously Voz touched on it last week, the sanitising of the ball. On Saturday was my first time I really noticed it, if you want to call it that. And with but from both sides of the game I was at, there was some bombs going over the fence. And I think just naturally, a couple of blokes, even if it was a one bounce forward, would grab the ball because we got hit straight to them. And all of a sudden, shoulders drop, oh, we've got to sanitise the ball again. So fingers crossed that common sense prevails and that sort of stuff is wiped out pretty quick, because it does add time that a lot of time we don't need that time to be wasted, if you like. So.
Not a competition initiative, obviously it's a directive from Cricket Victoria and the DHHS, I think it is, and everybody else. But we toe the line, but it was great to see that we could get back to some sort of normality. We'll jump straight into our player of the round, boys. Norm Reeves Shield this week, round 2. Some good performances, I must say. We got our first 100 in Norm Reeves on the weekend. Fair to say that he might be getting the game of golf, but we don't know yet. As we know, we all do our 3-2-1 individually. It's across the whole round, a whole competition. We just vote the way that we see it. So over to you, Voz, for your 3-2-1.
Yep, it was pretty clear cut for myself. Jakey Belfer from Knoxfield for his 117. Clearly, obviously won in the game off his own bat. So my 3 votes went to him. My 2 votes went to Steve Devonish from Johnson Park. I think he got 70 odd and took 2 for. So welcome back, Stevie, to playing some great cricket. And my 1 vote went to Jaden Tasinovic from the Basin, who made 70 odd, I think 72 not out off 30.
Oofed the big boy.
Ball. So well done to Tin, who gets my 1 vote.
Very much the same for me. Jake Belfer, 3 votes, 117. Fantastic effort, mate. Got the Knights out of trouble. My 2 votes goes to Cameron Wheeler for his 57 not out and his 3 for against Knox Gardens. And my 1 vote also went to Jaden Tasinovic for his monstering of the ball on Saturday.
Mine, obviously it's unanimous, boys. Jake Belfer, 117. It was a pleasure.
You were there, Scotty.
Pleasure to be down there and watch it myself. I actually said to him after the game, it's one of the better hundreds based on the situation of the game, and that the boys touched on. Jake did win basically the game with his own bat. It's one of the better hundreds I've seen in quite a while, and I think it's actually his first ton in the top grade, boys. So got a lot of ability. Jake always has. He's matured a lot, and it was great to be down there. So 3 to you, Jake, and congratulations on your player of the week. I gave actually 2 to Tin from the Basin. When I looked at the score, I thought 76 off 37 balls. In another win for the Basin, that he's obviously absolutely just brutalised the Belgrave attack. And I gave 1 to your boy Dano Cam Wheeler, 57 not out, and 3 for 14. He's obviously great all-rounder, Cam. He's off to another good start. So yeah, well done to you as well, bud.
So the Eastwood Golf Course round for 2 with a cart and 2 beers goes to Jakey Belfour. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, well done, Blue.
Well deserved, mate. Well deserved.
Our Decoit 3-2-1 player of the round, the Upali $50 meal voucher. Scotty, kick us off.
Yeah, again, it was pretty clear cut for the 3 votes for me. Jake Sarley from St John's, Tacoma. They're polling quite well in this St John's at the moment, making a 106 not out. My 2 votes went to a guy who got beaten, actually, from South Belgrave. Olsen de Silva, I think that's how it's pronounced. Olsen de Silva, for his 4 for 23 and 46. And my 1 vote went to another St John's Tacoma player, and Cole Chandler, for 83.
You must have read my votes exactly, Scotty, on the same. Jake Sarley 3, Owasan de Silva 2, and Cole Chandler 1.
And mine, listen, same 3, just the bottom 2 around a different order. Jake Sarley, well done, mate, 106 not out. That's a fantastic knock, buddy. I actually gave Cole Chandler from St John's, he's 83 not out, 2 votes. And Olsen de Silva for his 46 and 4 for 23 to 1. Only reason being that obviously the St John boys had a victory and South Belly didn't. And the South Belly not getting over the line probably cost him the 2 votes.
Very good. Jake Sarley, you've got the $50 Upali voucher. With the just about getting printed out, David Cruz is going to email them across to me. We'll get these out, and especially to Daniel Cormack last week, obviously, for his award. You'll get your awards as soon as we get them coming through, boys. So thank you very much. Rightio, segment number 1, Smacks Whack.
Okay, boys. Listen, this week I actually found out, someone actually sent me a message like I've asked for blokes to do, if there's anything that we should know about, to give someone a bit of a clip. And this one, it's actually not a bad one, boys. Now, I'm sure all 3 of us we have at one stage or another been a captain of a side. And especially, listen, probably especially once you get down from the top grades, because you might have others taking care of some of your stuff in the top grades, because you need to have a scorer there.
Team manager.
Exactly right. When you start getting down, as a skipper, there's 2 things that you can never forget when you're playing away. You need to chuck them in your kit, chuck them in your car, whatever it is. The first one is obviously the scorebook. You don't want to turn up without a scorebook. That's pretty bad form. And the second one is a brand new ball. Boys, I heard this story that Ben Casey, Eildon Park's 2 skipper, Divvy 3, they've...
Divvy 3, so it's not even a low division.
No, it's not even. Divvy 3, so it's their second 11 skipper. Now, apparently it didn't come to light until late now. I think that they batted first, Eildon Park, made 147. They've come off, had their own individual afternoon teas and bottles of water, all that sort of stuff. And I think they've done their little warm-up. They've come back into their little huddle, about to get out on the ground. And the penny's dropped. Oh shit! I forgot the match ball. How a captain forgets a friggin' match ball? And maybe it's me because I was a bowler, mate, and an opening bowler. I would have been freaking ropeable if I was in that side. I can tell you.
Did he have the cheek to go to the opposition, maybe ask if they've got a spare one?
Well, I actually looked, and I don't know how long before. Now maybe it was just before they walked out, but. Litchfield Needham Park, I looked on Google Maps, it's 5 minutes. It's literally 5 minutes in the car. Divvy 3, got no official umpires. Maybe even tap the opposition skip on the shoulder and say, nah, because I'll be back in 5 minutes. Obviously that didn't happen. So the boys had to go out there with a 25 thereabouts over ball. I think it was their old ball from the previous week. They've gone out to use. So imagine how wrapped the opening bowls were from Eildon Park. And to top it off, they've lost, I think, in the last over the day by 1 wicket.
Oh.
So, I mean, don't tell me not having a brand new ball is not going to help you get over the line.
Case.
So, Case, honestly, mate, you're I see you like to sort of give blokes a bit of grief on social media. Well, the wheels turn back on you, mate. I think it's an absolute disgrace you forgot the new ball. If I was the Eildon Park president or the leadership group down there, to me that's almost arseholing. See you later. No longer captain.
Clearly.
Give it to someone else because,
Clearly.
And imagine. Geez, I almost hope it happens, mate, is that if you miss finals by 1 game, I know exactly whose fault it is, and everyone should hold you accountable for it, mate. It's inexcusable. Next week, make sure that thing is in your centre console, wherever it is.
He's not forgetting that, surely.
If you don't, get the arse from the club, because I'm telling you, I would not put up with that rubbish at all.
As a bowler, especially.
It's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. Imagine like the opening bowlers turning up to the defending 140s, but they're thinking absolutely every chance of getting over the line here, and they've got a 30-odd over old ball to start the day with. Not good enough, mate. Never ever let it happen again if you're still in that position, because I swear, the extraordinary general extras, what is it, extraordinary general meeting, extraordinary general extras, what is it, extraordinary general meeting.
Extraordinary general extras, what is it, extraordinary general meeting, extraordinary general extras, what is it, extraordinary general meeting.
Might be called, just to give you the flick, bud, not good enough. So yeah, fix it next time, bud.
Yep, fair enough, good whack.
Fair enough.
Don't mind that. 2 good whacks there.
Yep.
Yeah, Dunlop last week, our boys were down there on Saturday and he didn't have too much to say. He didn't have no rebuttal from Peter Dunlop. And yeah, that's a reasonable whack. So I'm very happy with your 2 smacks so far, Scotty.
Thank you. Let's
off to a flyer.
And again, like I did, got a message about this one. We had to get it confirmed, which we absolutely got to confirm. But anything like that happens in your grade, boys, in your game, and it doesn't matter whether in the top grade all the way down to, I don't care if it's in the vets, the lowest grade vets every second Sunday. Flick me a message because we'll make sure that we make an example of the bloke that deserves it.
Everyone's gettable. Everyone's gettable. Well done, Scotty. Like it a lot. We'll get on to Voz's Team of the Year.
Yeah, well, basically, as I said before, it's pretty much based on statistics, but we pick a wicket keeper, an all-rounder, the rest are bats, and I think it's 6 bats and 5 bats and a bowler, 4 bowlers. But you'll see it as we do it. The 12th man, as I said, it's not necessarily statistic based. It's someone who I think is doing and playing their role for their side. So first up is Blake Waldo. He's the captain. He's from the Basin. Justin Creed from Monbulk. Jake Sheriff from the Basin. Jules Whetstone from Upwey. Jason Fraser from Monbulk.
Nice.
He one of my faves for the Fever Medal. Jakey Belfort from Knoxfield after his 100 on the weekend. Jaden Tasinovic is our keeper from the Basin. Our spinner is Craig Brockhoff from Monbulk, Warney. Lockie Dobson from Listerfield. Duncan Marr from Monbulk. And another veteran in Sticks Collie is from Upwey, Monbulk, Upper Gully. Where's he from? He's from Upwey now again. And our 12th man this week is Jake Arundel from Listerfield, who's been opening the batting for him. He's made a couple of decent scores, I think of a 40-odd not out and another 40, and he's playing his role for that side. He's a young kid coming up through the grades. He made some runs against us last year, and he's only young, so well done, Jakey. Make sure you keep going.
The Decoit one, Scott?
The Decoit one. Jake Sarley from St John's. Cole Chandler from St John's. Daniel Cormack after his 100 in round 1 from South Belgrave. Monto Pereira from Roval, who will be the captain. Callum Croxford from Mountain Gate. Alex Ferguson from St John's. Michael Hyatt from Alinda is the wicketkeeper. Andrew Wilson, St John's. Olsen De Silva from South Belgrave. Harley McDermott from South Belgrave. And again, our 12th man is a young up-and-coming kid from Alinda in Josh Langer, who is made at 40-odd. He's also taken 4 wickets for the year at an average of about 11, I think. So he's only very young as well. So keep up the good work there.
Nice, Scotty. Very, very nice. As we know, that's a rolling team, so that can change week to week. See if you can hold your spot. There was probably 2, maybe 3 blokes held their spot, I think, from last year's team that Scott and myself did nearly all the way through the season. So it can change. It'll change quick. He's very, very brutal in his assessment, and yeah, well done. I like it. I like both them teams.
Good concept. Really like it.
Yes. Now, this is one that I was really looking forward to on Saturday. We're not allowed to have mobile phones on us from 12:30 until 6 o'clock. So I was a little bit behind the time, couldn't get onto My Cricket and see some live scores. There was one bloke in particular that I was really keen to see how he went. And I'm pleased to say the way that he entered the building tonight, he was up and about and he was skipping and he was happy. So it tells me that he didn't get the pair. But having said that, the next segment is On a Pair.
Just before you start on that, this
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
This On a Pair is a load of shit, to be honest. I'm 43. I don't think I've ever been shitting myself before a game as much as I have been this week.
That's the concept.
Panic set in. Even at training, I was watching her run in between the wickets. I was that nervous, it is ridiculous. So we need to scrap this segment.
It works. It works.
It works a treat, to be honest.
And I know that, I think Howie told me he bumped into Big Gilbert, Big Adam Maloney from Knoxfield, but one of my best mates, to be honest. And
he was terrified.
And yeah, Howie said that Big Gil was actually shitting him as well beforehand. So obviously I was down there Saturday seeing me. He seemed okay, but he can put on a bit of a steely face, Gil. You know, what's actually going on inside is not necessarily what's showing on the outside. So, But like I said, Voz, very, very glad that you got off that pair, mate. We didn't have to make an example of you.
Not as glad as me, mate.
We've got a new sponsor for this segment too, Scotty.
Absolutely. So now, On a Pair is now proudly brought to us by the Melbourne Roofing Professionals, which is actually Adam Wild, Big Wilbur from the Knox Gardens Cricket Club. So
Old sparring partner.
So Wilbs, he's obviously been there a long time. I think he's still playing in the twos down at Knox Gardens.
Yep.
He's been a very good bowler for an awfully long time, Wilbur.
Competitor.
Actually, he messaged me, I think it was even after week 1, just telling us straight away he was keen to jump on board. After messages backward and forwards or whatever it is, we finally have sorted it out. And Wilbur's going to sponsor this segment for the season. So
Good on you, Wilbur.
thank you very much, Wilbs. You're an absolute champion, mate. And I'll make sure that we catch up and I'll have a beer with you when I see you. But straight into it, Ducks for this week. Now, one thing I do want to mention just briefly, a little clip. I had a check just before we started this show that I couldn't find the batting scores for JP, for Johnson Park. They still weren't there. So if I'll listen, I'll have a look. I'm not going to let them slide. If there are any Ducks, hopefully there's not. But if there are, I'm going to add them to the list so that we will know. So I might even put them up onto our Facebook page, boys, just so everyone else there, the 700 plus likes or whatever, everyone can see. That way, those that are playing against them this week know, and they can get stuck into them, like I said. So, and on that, boys, make sure you get stuck into them. One thing about getting stuck into people is I got sent, and I think you did too, Howie. We got sent a little photo about the Belgrade boys and their little welcome to Voz. And there's no electronic scoreboards at most grounds now. List both batsmen. The top batsman, obviously, Vozo. The second batsman's name on a pair. It was absolutely brilliant. Well done to the Belgrade boys for that. Like I said, get into what an ideal way to get into the great man over here when he's on a pair. We said he was shitting himself all week leading up to it. And to have that on there, that would just have made him, just shit himself a little bit further.
Takes a bit to get into this, mate, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done. So to the Belgrade guys, thanks for obviously jumping on board with that. And unfortunately for you guys, it didn't work. Voz did very well, obviously, but yeah, just great to see you jumping on board with the segment, lads. Now, the ones I've got listed here from Norm Reeves. We've got Jakey Pollard from Eildon Park. Now, Jakey's actually really good bat, isn't he? So hopefully he doesn't get the donut next week, but who knows. Another really good bat, Anthony Brolick from Listerfield.
Very good bat.
Jaden Cutts from Upper Ferntree Gully. Jared McPhee from Belgrave.
Very good bat.
Lukey Mannion from Belgrave, and I believe, and Voz, can you confirm this? It's down as a golden.
It was the first ball, yeah. He actually, Davo, the guy before him, left one and clean bowled him, and Lukey forgot to play at it. He played it very late, late and clean bowled.
Well, I might not say we've all done that, but I've certainly done that before, don't worry. Ben Sidhu from Belgrave also, I think they had 3 ducks, and Harry Cowling from Ferntree Gully.
Ben Sidhu actually ducked a Yorker.
That's brilliant, that's brilliant. Now, I mentioned Big Adam Maloney before. Big Gill actually got out there to face 2 balls, didn't get off the mark, but actually got out there to face 2 balls. Now, on a pair, technically, it's consecutive.
So hasn't made a run?
No, hasn't made a run.
Oh, but what happened to it? I looked at that.
He's still on a pair?
No,
I reckon he is.
I think technically it's consecutive innings. So when he goes in next week, he's had that innings in between. So I think he's all right. But from Mombog, but listen, I actually Googled it. I looked it up, and that's what it said.
Googled it.
So, but from Mombog, no, I think these blokes didn't bat. They didn't bat at all. One of them I don't think was in the side, but definitely 2 of them. They're on a pair and they didn't actually go out to bat. So these boys, you roll over. So make sure, like we said, get into them this week. That was Adara Ravindu from Mombog, Taryn Van Egmond. I don't think he played this week, but doesn't matter, mate. If you play next week, you're on a pair. And Warney, by the looks of it, Craig Brokoff, Mombog. So that rolls over, guys. Still on a pair. So unfortunately, you don't get off. We don't get out of it lightly. Make sure, like I said, you get right into them. From Decoit, I've got here Nathan Hart from Mountain Gate. We're right saying Nathan Hart is Stevie Hart's son.
Sounds like he's played there,
yep. Dominic Woodfield from Alinda, Nixon Adcock, Knox Gardens, and Jordan McDermott from South Belgrave. So, like we've spoken about previously, boys, make sure you play against them. Like Belgrave, you have to make examples like they did. Yes. Please use that, roll with it, because Voz was shitting himself. And I really do hope that I get a chance to read out someone actually gets a pair, because that would be a great little thing.
It has to happen. Can't wait for that first bloke. He might get the on a pair and a smack.
Yeah, it'll be my pleasure to roll that out.
It's actually a funny story, because Tommy Carlisle from Belgrave was on a duck, and I actually said to Kingy, who was batting at the time from Belgrave, is this guy on a duck? And he goes, yeah, absolutely is. So he gave him up pretty quickly.
Lovely, beautiful work. Righto, next segment, straight into it, race with mates. As we know, Race with Mates is brought to us by Josh Henry, providing a pathway into horse ownership and horse syndication. We all know what he does. He selects a club on the Friday, puts a $20 multi on. It will be displayed on his Facebook page, Race with Mates. Your job on a Friday is to go to that page, like it, see if your club's a selection. If it's not, follow his tips. He had a stinker on Saturday, but we all had a stinker. Don't worry if we followed it, but you can't get it all the time. He's generally pretty good with his tips. Is our boy Joshy. The handles Hail Mary I didn't think got up either. That didn't salute. So handles, you need to lift a little bit too. But this guy will come good for us, make no mistake. So Friday, go to his Facebook page, see if your club's a selection, like it, comment on it. That means that you're alive and well for that selection. So to Josh Henry, can't thank you enough for supporting that part of our show. And to handles, keep Hail and Mary away, mate, because we know that comes through more often than not as well. So to Josh Henry, Ryan Hanley, get on that page, Race with Mates. They're doing a really good thing in the horse racing industry. Gamble responsibly though, always.
Thanks, boys. Yeah, thank you.
We have another new sponsor that's jumped on to, boys. It's called Southeast Fitness Solutions there in Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully. Michael Casement from the Knox Gardens Cricket Club. Thanks very much, mate. He's got a gym set up down there, personal trainer, team training, everything fitness basically. He's got my daughter down there. My daughter Renee gets in there, so look after her with your Case. And he's absolutely killing it. So what Case has decided to do is he's offering a 7-day free trial from anybody within the comp. And if they sign up after their 7-day free trial, what he will do, he will give your first payment back to your club of choice. So this is a win-win for the clubs here. So you get half a dozen of your boys sign up from that cricket club, 6 times first payments, good little collect, go over the bar the following Saturday, or however you choose to spend it. So to Case, another ex-teammate of yours,
Ex-Knoxville boy, yep. Like I say, he's got quite a nice little business running down there. For those Burwood Highway, it's sort of in where the old pool room is, sort of right in that sort of region on Burwood Highway. It's right in there. So to Case, yeah, thanks very much, buddy. We're back again. It's been a couple of weeks in the making, but we've got over the line now, and get down and shed a few kilos, burn some kilojoules down at Case's little business.
The old COVID kilojoules. Thanks, Case. Very much appreciated, mate. Also, we'll kick on. We've got this one's going to go through every single week. It's we do not want to be known in this show as upper class, upper grade wankers, because a couple of blokes have thrown that at us, and they themselves are upper grade wankers. And they said, how about we give a little bit of love and a little bit of support to the lower grades, which is fair enough. And even the juniors, I think it's something that we need to look at. So Scotty, over the weekend, had decided that maybe we do a little segment. It'll just be quick, but it's worth noting. It's called the Local Lower Grade Heroes. I'll hand you over to Voz to tell you how it's going to work.
Yeah, so basically anyone that makes 75 and above, or takes 4 for or above in the 1 days, we'll get a mention on here. We'll pick out a player of the week, and they will be obviously have the honour of being player of the week for a week. We're still trying to source prizes. If we can get someone out there who'll nominate or give us 13 weeks worth of prizes, I'm happy to hand these out to these local heroes. So if we went any further than that, if we're doing 50s and that, we'd be probably here for hours. But Dean Landry, St John's.
What division's he playing there?
I think it was still Division 5, I think, or something. But he was 102, made 102.
How many would that be for that man?
Yeah, he's made a few.
Quality player.
Paul Callista from Eildon Park made 105. I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly. Trenton Schofield, is it? Scooby.
Oh,
Trent
Papa.
Schofield from Knoxfield made 81 not out against our thirds, and yeah, I think he did it pretty easily from all reports.
I actually ducked up there. While you're on him, I ducked up there for probably 40 odd minutes. Just around the corner at Benedict Park there, very small square, and yeah, looked like Papa was doing it very easily, to be honest.
Yeah, he's struggling. I think he's got an average of 160, but I'm sure he would have told everyone by now that anyway. Daniel Halls from Listerfield with 4 figures of 4 for 6. Luke Rowe from Belgrave, 4 for 19. Richard Wicks from Upway made 89.
Wixie.
Josh Connolly, 75 from Ferntree Gully. Elijah McGraw, 4 for 22 from Orovale, following a 4 for 2 last week, so he's on fire. Brad Wiseman from Belgrave made 102. Now I think he has made in the vicinity of 12 to 1300s at that club, so that's a massive effort from Brad, although he does play several grades below his ability.
Still got to get him.
He's done well. Justin Woodcock, 4 for 55 from Monbulk, and Zach Walden, 102 from Eildon Park. And finally, this is my player of the week, and it's going to sound like I'm biased, but when I read this kid's figures out, and when I say kid, I mean kid, I think he's 14, and he played in our 4s. He bowled 7 overs and took 6 for 21 in a one day. So Ryan Heenan from the Basin, you are the player of the week.
Well done, Riser.
Congratulations, mate. Great figures.
Great to see a bowler getting the first up too, boy.
Yep.
I just thought I'd add that in. Yeah, great to see a bowler getting that, and well done, Ryan. That's fantastic figures for a one-day game.
Yep. Very good cricketer. He took 4 wickets in the grand final last year too. You know, pressure cooker situation. He'll be a very good cricketer.
And just briefly, boys, a little bit of a obviously after game on the weekend, a few beers going around. Papa, you mentioned his average before, and don't know if we can work it in tonight. And you guys might not want it to happen. I haven't brought this up, guys. This is just questions without notice, but. I know there's a bit of talk now with Papa getting 2 80s in a row, and the average of the average of about 160. That we're going to get a little poll going about should he be back playing in the top grade. So
at least 2s.
Yeah, whether we should, whether it goes up on our Facebook page or somewhere. Listen, we're going to create a poll, and
Pove might create a poll for us.
Yeah, Poves, can you get a poll? If you get a poll going for us, to does Papa come back and help his boys out and come back and play in the top grade? He's obviously still got the ability to do it. Whether the body can follow, whether he's a bit sore, but let's see what the community out there thinks, boys. Why not?
I reckon he should be playing 3, Scoop, because I will be next year. So I'm with you, mate.
And apologies to those of us that play in Division 3 and those that play in Division 4. We're not quite up to Scotty's list of local lower grade.
You should be aspiring to play 1s. You shouldn't be worrying about lower grade heroes. So it's about lower grade heroes. Division 3 and 4, you should be aspiring to play 1s. I wouldn't say you playing 2s is lower grade. I think you're up in that upper echelon of senior cricket. So that's why I've decided to go to Division 5 and below.
Fair enough.
And yeah, so if you want to either go really poorly in the 2s and go down to 3s and become a local hero, or get off your ass and get the 1s and get mentioned anyway.
Beautiful. All right, boys, let's jump into round 2 results. I will kick us off with Upper Ferntree Gully playing Johnson Park. Johnson Park batted first after their 39.3 overs. They were all out for 190 with Stephen Devonish back to some form with 72. Leanne De Silva with a 39. The bowling for Upper Ferntree Gully was Udara Ranasinghe, took 2 for 15. David Devonish, 2 for 17. I haven't got that right, have I? Jaden Cutt, 3 for 37. Sajana De Silva, 2 for 19. And Jared Healy Rotherham, 1 for Upper Ferntree Gully. In reply, batted 35.4 overs and they were all out for 142, with Sajana De Silva making 31. Couple of 20s there. The bowling for Johnson Park, Udara Ranasinghe, 2 for. David Devonish, 2 for. Stephen Devonish, 2 for. Good game all round. And Mitchie Lay, 124. So, JP on the board with a win, lads.
Yeah, that wasn't really a surprise for me. I thought that I've got Upper Gully finishing last, so that's I think JP are going to improve. They've got to win those sort of games and win them convincingly, and it seems like they have relatively easy.
Yeah, I think we all in our tips last week. I'm pretty sure that we all tipped JP, so no big surprises there. But they still had to get it done and bounce back, and they've done that. So well done, boys.
Yep.
Second game, Voz.
Yeah, I've got Monbulk were at home to Ferntree Gully. Ferntree Gully batted first, made 9 for 204 off their allotted 40 overs. Jaden Bradbury in amongst it again with 71. Reese Hayes Rosario, 43. And Josh Henry, 27. For the bowling for Monbulk, Duncan Marr 3 for 25, Brockhoff 2 for 33, warning. And in reply, Monbulk passed them with 2 balls to spare. So in a close game, but 3 for 206. I know they've only passed them with 2 balls to go, but they've done it pretty easily. They've got plenty in the shed still. Aaron Birmingham opened the batting, made a brilliant 78. Justin Creed 59, and the great man Jason Fraser 50 not out, which gets his average up there also. The bowlers for Ferntree Gully, Nick Wood took 2 for 23.
That's an interesting result. Not that you're not going 100 mile an hour anyway, but there's a bit on the line in this game, I reckon. In particular, we know what happened in last year's Decoit Grand Final, which did not get played. So there would have been a bit going on in this game, boys, I would have thought.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think there was more than a bit. I think there was a lot at stake here. I think Monbulk wanted to turn the tables on Ferntree Gully from last year, and yeah, I think Ferntree Gully wanted to prove a point that they were the better team last year. So yeah, I think there's a lot to play out of that one, and yeah, the result has gone Monbulk's way, but not convincingly. I mean, although they've won with only 3 down, but they're level pegging in my opinion, these two.
Yep, absolutely.
Scotty, number 3.
All right, one I'll do first is Eildon Park and Listerfield. Now, I haven't got it here, but I think Listerfield batted first. Batted their whole overs, ended up 9 down for 173. We've got Nathan Walsh making 53. No surprise there. Walsh is obviously very, very good. Jakey Arundel, who I think is that who you named 12th man in your rolling team? Jakey, backing up again, 47. Well done, mate. It looks like Harrison Carter chipping in with 19 not out at the end there. Eildon Park bowlers, Jared Hicks, Eildon Park skipper, 3 for 19. Jacob Evans, 2 for 30, and Bullock and Caden Robertson chipped in with 1 each. Also, Eildon Park all out for 162, got into the last over, but all out for 162. Smiley, David Smythe got 54, Ryan Williamson got 37, and bowlers for Listerfield. Lockie Dobson, another member of the rolling team thus far, 3 for 33, he's had a good start to the year. Cam Costick bowled his tweakers, 2 for 28. Adam Kinneberg, 2 for 30, and Tim Shivers chipped in with one for 20. So, I think like we all said, boys, Listerfield just seem to be rolling on, just doing what they need to do.
Yeah, just in convincing fashion. They're a quality outfit, as we spoke about last week. They're just doing what they have to do, and again, just kicking off where they left off.
Yeah, I think, I mean, Eildon Park, Jurgen Anderson wasn't playing, so that certainly helps with their with the ball. I think he's a class act with the ball. And Jakey Pollard obviously making a duck. You know, they haven't done too badly Eildon Park at the end, but I think Listerfield will probably have the best bowling lineup in it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. They're not world beaters, but they've got very consistent bowlers across the board. They can throw their ball around and get the same results from the same 5 bowlers. Yep. So I think that's the thing that really holds them in good stead. I think their bowling is very consistent.
Yep. Agreed.
Next game is my boys Upwey Tacoma taking on Knox Gardens. Upwey, this is I don't know about this, but it happened. Upwey won the toss and sent Knox Gardens into bat. Knox Gardens were all out in the 36th over for 161. Big Jack Taylor up the top making 41. Bowling for Upwey, Cam Wheeler 3 for 14. Steve Cannell bowled beautifully from all reports. He bowled at the top of the innings against Big Jack and Butch. Bowled his 8 straight for 3 for 17. Really well bowled, Bobcat. Jay Colley 2 for 35. In reply, Upwey passed Knox Gardens in the 36th over, 4 for 164, with Cam Wheeler making 57 not out. Jackson Waters making 46 and Jules Whetstone 34. The bowling for Knox Gardens, Josh McGowan, the only multiple wicket taker there with 2 for. Speaking to Matt after the game, he was very, very happy with the performance. Dropped a couple of catches in the field, but outside of that, fielded beautifully, bowled well enough to restrict what is a strong batting lineup to that score, and just pretty much done it just in convincing fashion with the bat. So, from all reports from our skipper, going along nicely.
Yeah, I would have thought, and obviously that means that's 2 losses on the trot to Knox Gardens against 2 of the genuine contenders in your boys Voz and also your boys Howie. I reckon, not that I know, but I reckon Danny might have spoke to the boys and said if we can bank one of these 2 to start off with, we'll be, they're probably happy with that as a start. And not there's any disgrace whatsoever. Losing to the being zipping 2 after playing these guys, but they were playing the grand final last year. They'll still be disappointed with that. They would have hoped to have at least got one, but they're obviously a quality side. They're still going to be thereabouts, and I've got no doubt that in the coming weeks they'll bounce back.
Yeah, it's a tough ass to start with, isn't it? Well,
absolutely.
Did Pete Dunlop bat at 7 or something?
I think he's complaining of some tennis elbow, I believe. I'm not sure how much tennis he plays, but you don't have to play tennis to get that. But Pete, I think, come in at 8, maybe 7 or 8.
Because he had that injury with us, so and I'm trying to, I'm actually going to be skating on Pete Dunlop here. Why would you not play? Why would you play? When you know you're not 100%, when he's a top order batsman and he's batting at 7 or 8, are you not letting your teammates down? In my opinion. And I'm sure Peter will let me know about it, but
it's fair comment, fair
he's one of their best bats, if not their best bat, and he's batting at 8 in a one-dayer because he's injured.
I guess you ask the question, is there anybody in the second 11 that can do a better job than a one-armed Peter Dunlop? I'm not sure, but I mean, if he's going to be captain, there's no reason why Jack or Butch or Joey, whoever's there, there's a lot of leadership qualities there. Maybe he's in just a captain. I'm not sure it's hindering him that much, but he could probably bat up the order, but for whatever reason he's decided to bat down the bottom there. It's nothing that we can sort of, I don't mind that clip, it's good.
No, really, I think he might be rattled from the victim of the first smack of the week. It's got nothing at all to do with his elbow while he's dropped down. He thought he was a little bit rattled by the smack of the week and he's dropped down to number 8. So, yeah, it's pretty piss poor by you, Dave, to be honest.
Good. Over to you, Voz, for the next game.
Expect your call soon, Peter. Yes, the Basin travelled to Belgrave. The Basin batted first and made 3 for 324. Jaden Tasinovic, 76 not out. Blake Wilder, 72. Jake Sheriff, 71. Adam Masters, 65 not out. The bowling, Aaron Brunner, Luke Mannion and Tyler Argoon all took 1 wicket each. In reply, Belgrave were all out for 124, with Jordan King batting through the innings, making 51 not out. Matty Hesketh and Nick Freeling, were the best of our bowlers, both picking up 3 wickets each. Matty Hesketh 3 for 23 and Freezer 3 for 24.
Jake Sheriff didn't bowl in this game, Scott?
No, Jake had a rest. He had a bit of a niggle, so we thought...
This is how well they're going, eh? The big boys come back from district cricket and they don't even have to bowl him.
No, we thought we'd give him a rest. He actually wanted the rest. He said it's a bit tender, and so he had a rest for the week. And
you'll be resting Blakey next week, will you?
No, he'll play. There's no way Blakey won't play. But, he didn't bowl either, Blake. But no, we're look. It was
travelling beautifully down there at Batterham.
Unfortunately, I actually feel sorry for the Belgrave boys. I think they're just too suited to 2-day cricket. You know, their top 6 is as good as anyone's, and I'm not just saying that. I know that people are going to rubbish me for it, being an ex-Belgrave person, but I wasn't playing with any of them pretty much, except for probably Johnny Lavelle. But their top 6 is as good as I've seen. But they work the ball really well. You know, they play the ball around the field, all that sort of stuff, but they're just not genuine hitters. Jared McPhee's probably the only one, and he went for 1 shot and got caught. He thinks it was 6. He said to make sure to mention that too on the on a pair, because he made a duck.
Well, there you go.
And he said he reckons it was 6. Yeah, so I don't think their bowling definitely struggles. They need a bowler.
To be honest, Scott, we were pretty critical of Belgrave's bowling last year. Their batting, as we know, Brun, the way that he got hold of them last year, and they were always 200 plus, but they could just never bowl sides out. How did you find their bowling?
Yeah,
That's obvious, but
their bowling does struggle. The only thing that they bowl really good balls, but then they'll follow it up with a terrible ball. So my thing has always been consistency. You make a bloke play and miss, you don't then follow it up with a full toss or one on their pads, or you've got to do it again and do it again and do it again. And that's where they lack. They lack the consistency. Without just being that they're not bowling enough balls week to week, they've got no confidence, they lack confidence. I'm not sure what it's about, but I mean, they were, again, the guy from Jan Juck, Nick Smith, I think he comes back around 4. I think he's back. He's doing some work in Tasmania. Chad Hitchcock played. He bowled.
How do you look?
As a bat, he'll be very good. He'll. I'm predicting now that he will make a big score this year. Hopefully, we play him again, so hopefully it's not against us. But he will make a big score along the way somewhere. And he's bowling too much turf line at the moment. That's short of a length. And when you've got blokes in who can just lift you, get under you, he got places a little bit. But he'll get better as the year goes on. But I think he's a very good bat, and will make some runs. That's for sure.
Very well done to the premiership favourites in the Basin. Over to you, Scotty, for the last game.
Last game. I'm glad this game's lasted because I was the only one that picked my boys last week.
Yes.
And to be honest, at one stage there, it didn't look like it was going to happen. Quickly run through. The footballers, Ferntree Gully footballers, batted first. Ended up in 9 for 199. It's a very competitive score. 199. Liam Hunt, 33. Lockie Story, bounced back all 30. Ben Rawlings, 24, and Braden Dobinson with 23. For my boys with the ball, Lukey Scanlon, welcome back. Welcome back to First 11 Cricket, Lukey Scanlon. Good to see you back around the place, mate. Obviously, great bat, great ball. He gives and a great fielder as well. Just gives us that all-round player for us. It's great to have him back. Quiggs bowling his tweakers, 2 for 40. Taco, 1 for 24. And Matty Plum with his tweakers, 1 for 27. Our boys obviously had to come out, chase down 200 on the dot. I think boys were 3 for 21 at one stage, looking down the barrel of another, possibly 3 for 21, another score of less than 100. And
especially after last week.
That's right, with no confidence there, thinking, oh, geez, here we go again, sort of stuff. But then Jacob Belfer, as we spoke about before, old Bluey, got out there with Matty Plum, and they put on a 121-run partnership before Plum, who played the ideal role with Jake. So Jake can get on with it a bit, and he was seeing him really well. Matty Plum, listen, he's scoring with the bat. He puts the 4-ball away, but he's not in the same vein as what Jake went, finding the boundary. Played his role perfectly, 120-run partnership. Got us right back in the game, obviously. I think Jakey Belfer ended up, I think we needed 3 runs to win when Jake ended up going out. But out for, like we spoke about before, a really well compiled 117. He won the game with his own bat for us, basically. Well done, Blue. For the boys, football's boys with the ball, Hayden Betsy, 2 for 33. Muzza Rabani, the Zimbabwean fella, young fella, he seemed to bowl okay, 2 for 37. Liam Hunt, 1 for 22, and Cuthbert, 1 for 40. So what an ideal win. I'll tell you what, the threes were back in our game right before the end, or probably 20 minutes before the end. So there was a fair old crowd back in Knoxfield to watch our boys get that first win on the board, chase 200, and also to see Bluey get his first top grade 100. Couldn't be prouder of my boys. We're back on track now, lads. Just makes the next couple of weeks even more important, though, boys. We've got to keep that winning streak going.
Doors were closed at 7:30. Everybody home in bed, tucked up by 8, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, fair to say we did. We celebrated. I'm normally pretty husky, the old voice, so it might be a little bit more husky today because we did celebrate fairly hard, but deservedly so as well. And to Joshy Lindo, obviously our new captain, he's
go on there, Joshy. Welcome to the winner's circle.
Bit of pressure on Joshy. Obviously, he's taken over what arguably, or he's the best side in our comp the last 5 years. Played the last 5 prelims, 3 of those flags. To take over as a new skipper after losing a couple of blokes, to get that monkey off the back in the first win for Joshy, really well done, mate. So well done to the good old Knights.
Could have led the charge, no doubt.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right in the thick of things.
Very good. Well done, boys. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll head over to our ladder for the Norm Reeves Shield. We have Upway on top with 12, Basin second with 12, Listerfield third with 12, Monbulk fourth with 12. The rest are on 6 points. JP, Footballers, Ferntree Gully and Knoxfield. And yet to open the account, we have Knox Gardens, Upper Ferntree Gully, Eildon Park and Belgrave. Righto, boys. We'll also now head over to round 2 Decoit results. First one to you, Voz.
Yeah, I've got Roval versus Knox Gardens, a game that we would have thought that Knox Gardens were going to win pretty easily. And as you can see, Roval posted a score of 8 for 201, with Monto Pereira making 60. The great man, Darren Hill, 36 not out.
Big rig.
And Jai van der Wert, 21. The wicket takers for Knox Gardens was Drew Withers with 3 for 19, Nixon Adcock with 3 for 35, and Matty Young with 2 for 33, the skipper. In reply, Knox Gardens were all out for 182, handing a 19-run win to Roval. Lachlan Stuckey, 43. Hayden Morrison, 37. Adam Wog, 25. So he's turned his hand to the stick, making it 25. And the best of the bowlers for Roval was Glenn Nevin, 2 for 24. Siddharth Mendonza, 2 for 26. And Monto Pereira, 2 for 40. So quite a shock, to be honest, for Roval to get up and beat the who we thought was going to be a serious flag contender in Knox Gardens.
I think in our tips last week, boys, I think we all sort of agreed that it was it's going to be a comfortable win. Yep. So I mean, well done to Roval.
Absolutely.
Good. Obviously came to play. Well done.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
They're back on track.
I've got Alinda versus South Belgrave. South Belgrave all out for 141 in the 38th over. That man, Osan De Silva, 46. Harley McDermott, 24. The bowling was Josh Langer with 3 for 20. Liam Humphreys, 3 for 25. Matthew Oates, 2 for 30. And Callum Razenbeck, 1 for 18. In reply, Alinda, off 38 overs, passed South Belgrave 8 wickets down, with Michael Hyatt with 47, Josh Langer and Mikael Greenall got 19 each. With the ball, Owason De Silva, 4 for 24, Jake Lawson, 2 for 33. In the end, boys, the Bloods, that's an upset there.
That's a big upset, yeah, absolutely.
But look, as I said, they're doing all the right things. We seen in the very first episode, we heard 40 or 50 people come in. They've got women's cricketers, juniors. They've got everything going right up there. The only thing that we potted them about was their location. That's not their fault, but that's a big win for Alinda.
Absolutely, especially against they played, I think it was St John's last week, and I think I mentioned that they made 174, which wasn't the worst score on earth. So obviously, that probably wasn't far away. And to come out and produce this the next week is well done. Full credit to you.
Well done, the Bloods. Well done, the Bloods.
Absolutely.
Last game, Scotty.
Last game, St John's v Mountain Gate. St John's won the toss, decided to bat first, end up 3 for 235 off their 40 overs. That's obviously a second really good score for them in a row. With Cole Chandler, 83 off 90 balls. Gwenda got 25 off 20 balls, chipped in there, and obviously Jake Sarley, our player of the week. 106 not out, 113 balls, fantastic knock. Well done again to Jake. For Mountain Gate, the bowling, Iraj Wim Alaratna, I think it is, 1 for 38 off 7. Lukey Turner, 1 for 40 off his 8. And then, unfortunately, Mountain Gate, in reply, ended up 9 for 94 off 24.1 overs, so they weren't travelling that well anyway, because it looks like Kevin Atakdor, if that's how you pronounce his name, was absent. So, not sure if he was actually absent due to being unwell or something, or there might be a smack of the week story in there. Who knows why he's absent? Time will tell. We'll get on the Mountain Gate boys, see what they can let me know. Mitchy Goddard, 24. No one else even worth mentioning, I don't think, from Mountain Gate there. For St John's bowling, Newman, Wilson and Ferguson all chipped in with 2, with Grenda and Craigie 1 each. So St John's, they just keep on ticking them over, boys. They're doing all right.
Yes. Well, did Kyle Grenda play in this game? Anyone know? I know Aaron did.
Don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well, let's see if the big Kyle's out there and about. He needs to get to a little bit of K's in the legs for his footy season. So, but well done to St John's down there. It's good to see you going as well as you are. The Decoit ladder, as it sits at the moment, St John's out on top with 12. South Belgrave, Knox Gardens and Alinda on 6. And Roval, on 6 as well. And Mountain Gate yet to open up their account. So, like we say, it's pretty important to get a couple of wins early, but it's not that bad with 15 games to be 0-2 at the moment, is it? Like, there's a lot of cricket left to play.
No, absolutely.
It's not ideal, but yeah, there's plenty of cricket to be played. Yeah, it's the Melbourne Cup, mate. It's over 3.2 kilometres instead of 1,000 metres, but it's not a sprint. That's for sure.
Rightio, round 3, Norman Reeve Shield. We have Listerfield playing Knox Gardens at Listerfield, boys.
I think Listerfield are going well enough to keep winning, so I'm tipping Listerfield here. And if Pete Dunlop decides to play and bat up bat up. Knox Gardens may be a chance, but I'm tipping Listerfield.
I'll go with the Beaver as well.
Yeah, I'll go with the Beaver too. And just quickly, like I said before, that's Knox Gardens. That's 3 pretty tough games first up. The Combos looked after him.
And that means they have to play him twice, doesn't it?
Because
it's
it
the
will
first
be,
three.
Oh, wow, yeah,
They've had a pretty tough run.
Absolutely.
Okay, second game will be Belgrave v Knoxfield at Belgrave.
Well, this is I'm gonna go with Belgrave. I think they're hurting a bit, and I think this will get them back on track. I think.
I'm with the Knights. I'll go Knoxfield.
I'm going to go Knights as well. Chasing their 200 without Scanlon, Buckland or Danny Bay getting any runs. I reckon if they do, wow.
Okay, Eildon Park are taking on Monbulk at Eildon Park.
Home ground advantage. Eildon Park for me.
I'm going to go with Monbulk actually. I think with some of their bats, the form they're in, Frays and whatnot, I can't see why Monbulk can't knock them off.
I'll be with Monbulk as well there. Upper Furniture Gully taking on the Footballers at Kings Park.
Footballers should win this comfortably. I think they'll come back from last week's disappointment.
Yeah, I'll run with Footballers as well.
I will also. The Basin v Johnson Park at Fair Park.
The Basin for me.
Really? I'll jump on with the Basin there as well.
I'm only tipping Upway when we play against Upway. That's only
Yeah,
the
right.
other times I'll pick the Basin.
Mark that down for 3 for the Basin, mate. It's yeah, no problems there.
And the last game of the round will be Furniture Gully v Upway at Wally Chew.
Upway for me, pretty clearly.
I will also go Upway.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. And yeah, make it 3, mate. Upway for me as well.
And in Decoit, our Decoit round 3 heads off with Roval v Knox sorry, that's round 2. St John's Tacoma v Roval.
St John's for me.
I will also go St John's.
Yep, I'll go the Saints as well.
They're in ripping form at the moment.
Absolutely.
Knox Gardens v South Belgrave at Knox Gardens.
I don't know. It's not as clear cut as I would have liked at the start of the year. I thought Knox Gardens were going to terrorise them, and they lost this game. So
We tipped them as premiership favourites too, quite boldly.
yeah, I'm actually going to tip South Belgrave.
Okay. Scotty?
I'll bounce Knox Garden to bounce back. I think both these sides, we'll get to them shortly, obviously, they're both expected to win, I think, on the weekend, and I think they both got picked, so home ground advantage for me, that's it.
And the last one is Mountain Gate versus the Bloods of Alinda.
Mountain Gate to get their first win.
Okay. I'll go Alinda. I've been with Alinda all year. I don't mind what they've done up there. We spoke about what they've done in the off season, and they've been going okay. So I'll stick with them.
I'm going to go Mountain Gate to bounce back at home. Yeah, the boys should bounce back, I reckon.
Right, boys, that wraps us up. Episode 3 done and dusted. Just to the Eastwood Golf Club, PJD Building, and David Cruz at Upali Restaurant there. Thanks very much. They're our key stakeholders and will be for the rest of the year. Thank you very, very much to Kyle Pover, our 4th leg. Welcome into the team, Caught in the Gully. He's the man who puts all that brilliance up onto this production. Can't thank you enough, mate. Welcome aboard. And until next week, lads, go well. Good to see you again. And we'll be back here next Wednesday.
Good luck on the weekend, guys.
Good luck, lads.